Alright, YouTube. So I was on Instagram earlier and I came across something from a Bolivian news source that I actually follow on Instagram and I follow on YouTube as well called Cosachen News. It's basically a news outlet based out of Bolivia from I think it talks about just like Latin American news in general, but mainly from Bolivia. And what I found on Instagram from 4 hours ago was something particularly maddening and also disturbing. Caroline Ribia Áñez, daughter of Bolivia's ex-dictator Jeanine Áñez, that I talked about on this channel before, traveled to Brazil to meet with Jair Bolsonaro, thanking him for being attentive to her and her mother and delivering a letter penned by Áñez in prison. Carolina also met with Bolsonaro's wife, Michelle Bolsonaro. So the daughter of the ex-genocidal dictator of Bolivia, Jeanine Áñez, Carolina Áñez, met with the fascist genocidal dictator of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. Wow, it doesn't get any more clownish and stupid than that. So imagine this fucking lowlife going there to meet with her, or to meet with this other fucking lowlife. And yeah, you know what? They're all a bunch of fucking lowlives, okay? Because you know what? Even her daughter is a fucking lowlife, all right? And I'm not going to hold back on any of this, okay? I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm not going to hold back about any of this whatsoever. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, oh, that's her daughter or whatever, you know, so it's like whatever. No, the fact that she went over to Brazil to meet with that fucking piece of shit Bolsonaro, going over there and meeting with him, calling for her mother, who's a fucking genocidal piece of shit, going over there and saying, oh, thank you so much for the support and for kissing my mother's ass. Oh, thank you so much. Even though my mother murdered people in a fucking coup that was sanctioned by the CIA and by Mossad. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, she's a fucking coup monger, a CIA Mossad paid fucking coup monger. And Trump helped her out in November 2019, overthrowing Evo Morales' government in Bolivia. That was a legitimate government. But of course, Trump decided to help along with that, and his other right-wing fascist allies over there, including Bolsonaro, and Mossad in Israel also had a hand in this too. So this piece of shit decides to go over there and decides to fucking kiss Bolsonaro's ass. Like, oh, justice for her. What about the justice for the 36 people that were murdered in her first few days in office? How about that? How about all of the genocide that she committed, all of the human rights abuses and everything? Because she's serving 10 years in prison for genocide and war crimes and stuff like that. When in all due reality, she should be in prison for fucking life. Okay, I think in all honesty, what she got was sort of a slap on the wrist, but I'm actually glad that she's in prison anyway. I'm actually happy that she's in prison anyway because she's a scumbag and a piece of shit. She is a genocidal piece of fucking garbage. And Bolsonaro is kissing her daughter's ass. But it's no surprise because I did a video earlier this year where I was touching on the subject of this quote-unquote conspiracy theory, which I don't believe it was a conspiracy, that Jair Bolsonaro secretly met with Jeanine Áñez while she was in pretrial detention. So we really shouldn't be surprised by this type of stuff. We really should not. Because Jair Bolsonaro is also a genocidal maniac himself. The dude is literally committing genocide against indigenous people in the Amazon and is committing human rights abuses and everything and repressing his political opponents and doing everything he can to go after his political opponents. So the fucking scumbag piece of shit responsible for the Sankanta and Sabada massacres. The Sankanta and Sacaba massacre. So Jair Bolsonaro is going to kiss the ass of the daughter of the fucking scumbag responsible for the 2019 Sankanta and Sacaba massacre. That's really what Bolsonaro is going to do. Well, who would really be surprised? I mean, who would be surprised by any of this? I mean, knowing what we know now, and knowing just how shitty of human beings that Jair Bolsonaro is, and knowing how shitty of a human being that Jeanine Áñez is. I mean, should we be surprised by such deeds? I certainly am not, and I'm sure many of my viewers that regularly watch this channel, I'm sure, are not surprised either. You know what I say? I say lock them the fuck up. I say lock Jeanine Áñez and Jair Bolsonaro and her fucking dumbass daughter in prison as well. Lock them all the fuck up. Lock them up. Lock Caroline Áñez up as well for giving aid and comfort to the enemy. For giving aid and comfort to a genocidal maniac. That's what I say. This is absolutely just unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. Like, what the fuck is going on with this world, you know? This is what's happening. This is what's going on with this world. I mean, we're seeing exactly what's happening. We're seeing the rise in fascism. We're seeing the literal rise in fascism as we speak. And it's ugly. I mean, let me tell you. It is ugly. The Sankanta massacre basically involved the deaths of 11 people. State security forces that were lifted of any legal immunity were allowed to repress and kill 11 people in Sankanta, which was in the Sankanta area of the southern part of El Alto, Bolivia, part of the city's 8th district. The Sacaba massacre was the one that resulted in the deaths of 36 people. That's the one that led to the deaths of even more. 11 people in one incident, totaling up to 36 people as well that died. As a result of Jeanine Áñez and Jair Bolsonaro's assistance as well, and also Trump's assistance as well, because this literally, they all had a hand in this. They all had a hand in helping this fucking piece of shit. But the good news is, she didn't last long in office at all. Jeanine Áñez was ousted within a year, and then the socialists in Bolivia got back in power. Luis Acri got back into power, so now the socialists are back in power in Bolivia. I say good for them. And I hope that Jeanine Áñez rots in fucking prison for the rest of her life. I hope she fucking rots in prison, and I wish her nothing but the worst, and I wish her a whole lot of suffering, and I wish every bad thing coming her way. I wish every bad thing coming Jair Bolsonaro's way. And I think Jeanine Áñez's family as well. I mean, I think they all have a hand in this. It's all nepotism. It's all nepotism and corruption and everything else. They all had a hand in this, and I think they all need to be prosecuted. They need to be prosecuted even more. They need to be prosecuted in an international tribunal. Hell, I'd even put them up in a fucking military tribunal. They're that big of pieces of shit. I would put them up on a military tribunal. I would try them in every single international court. I'd try them at the ICC in The Hague. I'd try them in Interpol. I'd try them everywhere. I'd try them in every military tribunal imaginable. I would try them in everything. I'd try Jair Bolsonaro for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Jeanine Áñez, the same thing. War crimes, crimes against humanity, genocide. And I'd try her daughter for the same thing. Corruption, nepotism, and everything. Because you're not going to sit there and tell me that this fucking dumbass isn't involved in some global corruption. Oh, she is. The 100% she'd be involved in all sorts of corruption. If she's calling for her mother to be released after her mother slaughtered 36 people, including 11 people within a single incident, yeah, it's no doubt in my mind that if she feels sympathy for her mother after doing this, then I guarantee you, she's involved in corruption and nepotism and probably all sorts of other criminal actions. She's a lowlife and a piece of shit, and the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And Jair Bolsonaro is basically the same thing. I mean, Jair Bolsonaro and people like this, basically, you know what they are? They're basically just nothing but one-trick ponies. All they can do is fucking sit there and spout a bunch of right-wing garbage to appeal to their fucking brain-dead supporters. That's all they can do. They're just one-trick ponies. That's all they know how to do. But they're also really good at destroying their own countries from within and threatening global peace and security. That's all they're good for. They're good for nothing, and they're pieces of shit, and they should be in prison. And they deserve all of the domestic and international condemnation that they get. And they deserve nothing but the worst, and they deserve everything bad coming to them. Fuck every single one of these fucking people. And Caroline Rabia Áñez, fuck you as well. Fuck you. You obviously don't give a shit about your mother's victims. You don't give a shit about your own people. You only care about yourself. You only care about your own piece of shit family that was responsible for destroying Bolivia from within for a matter of a year, ousting Bolivia's legitimate government. And you could have done something. You and your mother could have done something. You and your mother could have had a Democrat government. And you know what? Even if Jeanine Áñez did eventually get into power, you know, at least she would have won a legitimate election. And I use the fucking air quotes legitimate, but at least you would have stood for elections rather than ousting Evo Morales in a fucking coup, backed by the CIA and by Mossad and by Jair Bolsonaro as well, and also by the former neocon Argentine president Mauricio Macri, who's another wishy-washy neocon who's just another one-trick pony. All he can do is just fucking neocon talking points all day long. So that's the state of where Latin America is. That's the state of where Bolivia is. And you know what? I would say the socialist government in Bolivia, you know what they need to do with the entire Áñez family? Exile them. I know that sounds brutal, but you know what? They're responsible for genocide and crimes against humanity. I'd say banish them. Exile them. Send them to Bolsonaro's Brazil and revoke them of their citizenship and say, okay, you know what? You want to go kiss the ass of the fascist dictator in Brazil that is a threat to domestic and global peace and security? Then you know what? Give up your Bolivian citizenship and go over there and go fucking fuck yourself. That's what Bolivia's socialist government under Luis Acri should do. She should be exiled. She should be exiled for the rest of her life, and that entire fucking family should all be exiled and then put into prison for life for genocide, nepotism, and corruption. We had a rare instance of justice when Jeanine Áñez was put behind bars for 10 years. But it will only be a day of justice when they all get put into prison. People of the world, we need to rise up against fascism because we need to continue to do that, and we need to continue to speak out exactly what I'm doing right here, right now, and I will continue to do so. So, on that note, fuck Jair Bolsonaro, fuck Carolina Áñez, fuck Jeanine Áñez, and fuck all these right-wing pieces of shit dictators. Fuck every single one of them. And on that note, thank you to everybody who stopped by to listen. And I just wanted to make this video, tied you guys over with a video before the weekend, but I'll be back Monday. I'll be back Monday. Got work tomorrow, later today, Saturday and Sunday, but we'll be back Monday on my day off with more streams, videos, and other stuff in the works. Look out for it. More stuff on the way. This is Zach, the Celtics guy, saying thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video, in the next stream, and more stuff on the way, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now, take care, and I hope you all have yourselves a great day and a great weekend. And Carolina Áñez, fuck you. Jair Bolsonaro, fuck you. Jeanine Áñez, fuck you, and people like that, fuck all of them. You say justice for Jeanine Áñez. I say justice for the 36 people, and God knows how many more, that were the victims of Jeanine Áñez. My sympathy is reserved for the victims, not for the criminal. As I always say, my sympathy is with them. My sympathy is not with you. My sympathy is not with Jair Bolsonaro. My sympathy is with the victims of Jeanine Áñez. My sympathy is with the victims of Jeanine Áñez and nobody else. That's about all. And that is all I have to say. My sympathy is with them, the victims, not the perpetrator. The perpetrator, Jeanine Áñez, wish nothing but the worst for. Jair Bolsonaro, I wish nothing but the worst for. And people like that, I wish nothing but the worst for. But all of my viewers and subscribers and my friends, I wish nothing but the best for. Take care. Peace out.